Blackstar ID Core 40 is a practice amplifier that is perfect for experienced players and beginners alike. To start this demo off, I will begin with the clean tones, beginning with the first voice named Clean Warm. I will use the neck pickup for this demo. Now, this is the other clean tone, Clean Bright, but with the ISF set to 10 so you can hear the different tones. Both clean tones sounded incredible. Both are extremely usable, as this amp allows you to choose between a warm or a dark tone. This is very helpful as you can get a clean tone that fits your taste and your gear. Moving on to the crunch setting, the ISF will be set to 0 and the gain has been moved to 12 o'clock. Also, I will move on to the bridge pickup. Quickly, I will move on to the Super Crunch so you can compare the two settings. Both crunch settings are well voiced, as they can be used for getting a smooth blues tone, or simply by turning up the gain knob you will get a massive rock tone, still at a manageable volume. Both settings are very natural sounding. By having the two options you have a lot of versatility in your tone. Next up is the overdrive voicings. I have increased the gain as well as keeping the ISF set at 0. Both voicings will begin to create a rock and metal tone, so I will stick to the bridge pickup for the rhythm and I will move to the neck for when playing lead. This is OD1 voice. The OD1 has a thick and warm tone, making it ideal for any rock or metal you would like to play. Even at low volume, this amp can still deliver an excellent tone. Now, it's the last voicing, which is OD2, the lead channel almost. Both of the overdrive channels are aggressive and thick, making them ideal for metal, although the OD2 can become somewhat fizzy at higher gain settings, so to remedy this, try adding a small amount of reverb or even tweaking the EQ controls to find that sweet spot. As you have just heard all 6 voicings, it is now time for the built-in effects. For this part of the demo, I will be on the crunch voicing with the gain set at noon, and the ISF is at a position I prefer. The first modulation is a chorus. The amp has an effects knob and an effects level, allowing you to dial in the perfect amount for each effect. The second modulation is flanger. I've turned up the effect so you can hear the difference in tone. Next up is phaser, which I have turned back the level as I prefer this effect on a slower rate. Finally, it's tremolo. This effect sounds massive due to the stereo output. It makes the tremolo pan from left to right. All the modulations are very high quality in sound. All are a great way to alter your playing and tone. The ID Core 40 has a built-in tap tempo which allows you to set the amount desired to your beat. So whether that is the modulation, you can set them all to the tap tempo, or the delays and reverb can all be set via tap tempo, which is incredible given the size of the amp and as well as the price. This is a quality feature to have. Not only does the ID Core have amazing modulation, it also has 4 reverbs and 4 delays. Both effects start at a subtle amount, ending up in position 4, where both effects end up sounding like you're being surrounded in your playing. Due to the stereo output, the effects can immerse you into your playing. This is the room reverb. Now, I will play the 4th reverb. As you have just heard, this amp covers all your reverb needs. It can do a plate reverb, a hall, spring and room. So whichever you prefer, this amp has got you covered. Lastly, it is the delays. This amp has everything, from analog to tape and a multi-tap and a linear. So there's a lot of variation in the type of delays you can use, especially when you start to alter the delay with the tap tempo or the effect amount. This is the first delay, which is set to a subtle amount that can be used for many types of genres. Compare that simple delay to position 4. You will now hear the delay really comes alive when playing in a stereo output. every delay in the ID core takes advantage of the stereo output, but you will notice the effect more on larger modulations. The two speakers make your playing sound large. It is quite incredible how you can get such a large tone from such a small amp. To recap, the ID Core 40 is very impressive, as all the 6 different voices give the amp an assortment of tone, especially when you take into account the ISF control, as that feature gives you the ability to have a British sounding amp or an American sounding amp, which is very useful as you can create your own unique tone. As the amp also is well priced, it makes it available to beginners and experienced players. The Blackstar ID Core 40 is affordable, portable, and a marvellous sounding combo that can be used at home or at a small gig.